You guys call the portal. You guys are back in Ilmarin. You see Orome and Tulkas in front of you. You are, and I'm going quickly through this so we can at least get some Gundabad in tonight, because we have to level to 20. But you are given, so let me share two things. So Celebrimbor and Fëanor present this to Feredir.
Space Station.
And I think you guys have the other thing. So I don't know who's carrying the Mallet of Tombo, but my guess is it's probably the bard.
Sure.
Green poisonous glow to surround the blade. Sounds awesome.
We can do this shit right now.
Yep. So let's level to 20, and maybe we can.
Fuck yeah!
I don't know.
All right, cool.
If we can get another hour in, that'd be great. I think we could close out Gundabad in an hour.
Well, I gotta try my sword out.
Yeah. So let's level to 20. See if you guys can get Charlie on here. Marco, if you finish up quickly, will you do Burin?
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys will take a long rest, and when you wake up, they'll share some information with you. They're kind of panicked after you guys wake up from the rest, but you should definitely get a rest in, or you probably won't make it through Gundabad. I have a riddle prepared for you. I'm wondering who can figure it out.
Or while grasping at the hilt, you can use a bonus action to cause flame to surround the blade.
That's the same as Anguero.
So it switches between the two modes.
Yep. You have to pick.
Okay.
They're both +4.
They're both +4, but one of them does poison.
Right.
The other one does fire.
Correct.
And then any non-magical weapon or armor that comes into contact corrodes. Is that still the case?
It is.
Okay. And no matter which mode it's in?
Yes.
Jeez, alright. There's a lot of shit to write. No.
I mean, you're really not going to encounter any non-magical things at this point, but as long as you remember it.
Well, I can't wait to hit someone 5 times and make their armor fall off.
Just collapses.
But yeah, so I can I'll action surge, and at the end of the action surge, my last attack will be against their naked body. This is great.
Except the only person you're going to be fighting is Morgoth.
Well, Morgoth can be naked.
He has magical armor, though.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The sword basically inherited all of the powers of the other two swords.
Very cool.
And you have a weapon that was made by Fëanor. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. On a critical miss, it still damages me, though.
So, guys, we're on the last 4 maps of 131 maps in this campaign.
Wow. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. This is definitely the grandest in scale of any campaign that I've been a part of.
This is the biggest one you guys have done?
Well, just in terms of scale, I think.
Yeah.
Essentially like a 3-part campaign. A lot of maps, a lot of NPCs, a lot of interweaving stories. How long have you been without your sword? Basically this whole campaign, right? This whole 3rd part?
Yeah. It's been hurting, but the hurt's coming back.
Just in time.
Just in time.
So I hate to break it to you, but there's no one to fight this evening.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll just occasionally roll attacks.
I really hope Charlie can be here for this, though, because it's, his character's kind of big moment.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Let's why don't you go in and change the properties of the Flame of Arnor? We can make all of those attacks radiant damage.
Oh, cool.
I think that makes more sense in terms of giving you something sort of on par with, or more on par with some of these other things. Because if you keep with fire, you're not going to hurt Morgoth either.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want, John, you can change. We'll say that in wielding the staff, all of your flame spells can become radiant damage.
Sweet.
So, do you guys have any ideas about what's going to make Morgoth such a badass?
Power word death.
What's that? Power
word death.
Yeah.
Power word death.
I would say take all of the worst powers from any creature in D&D and put them into one creature.
Yeah. I mean, he has to be pretty bad.
Well, the other really bad part is you can't kill him.
That's right.
That is true.
You literally can't kill him.
Which leads us to our last trial.
The chains.
The chains.
What if we just sing at him for the rest of eternity until he becomes happy again?
Is it me or is the Mallet of Tombo that simple?
It's very simple, but we'll figure. We're going to talk a little bit about it here before we leave Ilmarin. I mean, so it's one of those items that basically, it doesn't do damage or anything, but without it, you can't fulfill the prophecy, essentially. Max, could I trouble you to get an ETA from Charlie?
That rehearsal's running late.
All right. Well, we're going to carry forth.
Right. His hit points are taking a huge jump this level. His strength and constitution values went up by 4 each.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's called strength greater than any hand.
Oh.
He's also pretty much in a rage 24/7 at this point.
That's pretty fitting.
Got unlimited fury.
So you guys have assembled quite the crew here in Ilmarin. Basically, all of the Valar that were in stasis, except you still don't know where Manwë is. He's kind of like the head honcho. He's brother to Morgoth.
Not suspicious. Just kidding.
Well, he is letting you use his pad. And then Ingwe's here, Tilion and Arian, Celebrimbor and Fëanor. And you've just brought Ilfrin, or Littleheart, and Altar the Blue, and Iman. All right, so eventually, after your rest, you wake up, and you're sort of becoming familiar with the sword, and after you've woken up, you see that your brother's standing over you, Ezellendur, and he's placed the silmarils, which he's gone to get for you, and he's placed them in Angrî. And so
Cool.
So you're definitely the bright, even standing amongst the Valar, you're the brightest thing in the room, wearing the helmet.
Give me your badass crown.
And Fëanor comes over and shakes your hand and looks like he's come to terms with the fact that you're wearing his jewels. And then Iman and Littleheart would come over to Okrin, who's carrying the Tombo, the mallet, sorry. And they would, and you guys see them like it's like they're singing or like warming up to sing, but they look like they're teaching him something. And Okrin, Vic, we can talk more about that, what they're teaching you.
Word.
And they're telling you something about the mallet. And you guys, you overhear that part. It's basically what it says in the item description is this mallet is the only thing that can sound the gong of the children, called Tombo. The gong is actually at the Cottage of Lost Play. And Littleheart said that he's going to go bring Tombo here to the fields of Valinor, where the last battle is supposed to take place. So there's some urgency in their eyes, and they're basically saying they've been sort of studying the papers of Aule, who created the dwarves. You're going to be traveling to this place which you've seen in the first campaign called Gundabad. And if you want to look in the lore cards, does anybody want to read? Let's see, under handouts or lore cards, there's a few things that you can read. Current session, there's Gundabad, Dwarf Origins.
Dwarves during the Deathless, oldest of the fathers of the dwarves, awoke at Mount Gundabad in the north of the Misty Mountains shortly after the awakening of the elves in the years of the trees. Mount Gundabad then became a sacred place to the dwarves, as did the path Durin traveled south to Khazad-dûm called Durin's March. The dwarves had to eventually leave because of an invasion of orc.
Right, and so the orcs have kind of, the dwarves and the orcs have kind of over the years taken back the area. You're not sure what state it's in right now. But again, you guys are in the Fourth Age, United Kingdom and all that. So you're guessing that most of the orcs have been run out of the land. They tell you, though, that Gundabad, not the stronghold that we saw in the Battle of the Five Armies, right, but the actual stronghold in the mountain where Burin woke up, where a whole civilization of dwarves had its capital. That place is mostly destroyed, they said, and they basically booby-trapped it, the dwarves, because they didn't want the orcs to get in there and corrupt it. And Marco, since you're acting for Charlie tonight, you don't have to share this stuff right now, but take a look at the one in the lore card called Dwarven Traps. That might come up tonight, and you can share whatever you want from there. All right, and so there's some sort of urgency. So they're saying we studied Aule's maps and his papers, and we think we can send the portal to a good place inside of this ruined stronghold, this place where Burin the Deathless woke up. And you've already learned that Burin is the 7th incarnation of Burin the Deathless. So in some ways, this is a homecoming for him. But you are there for one purpose, and that's at the very last moment to get the chain that will bind. They remade the chain, Angainor, I think is the name of it, Angainor, and they placed him basically in the void with this chain, but he escaped somehow. So they have a spare, something that they've had the dwarves working on for a long time, and it's in the heartland of the dwarves. So they think that they can place this portal inside of Gundabad, so that it's a quick trip for you. But they basically say, when you get this chain, you need to go immediately to the field of Valinor, because Morgoth is on his way.